What's up? This is Matt from For My Valentine, and you're watching Moshcam. I think the best gig, in my opinion, was that Manchester MEN Arena in 2010. It was one of those rare occasions where everything was flawless, as much as it can be in the live metal scene anyways. And I don't know, just the whole occasion of our first arena tour, plus the fact that the crowd was just, it was sold out, the crowd was just mental, and the whole show from start to finish was the most, you know, out of all the shows we've ever done, I think that one was the most perfect as far as performance went. And I just remember coming off stage after the last song, and even the crew and everyone behind the scenes were just like, you know, and everyone kind of felt it, so that was cool. Craziest gig we've ever played, that's a toughie, because there's been some, you know, we've been doing it like 8-9 years nearly now, so there's been some crazy ones. We've had experiences of barriers collapsing and stuff like that, so stuff like that happens, and that, you know, that's kind of the scary crazy. Obviously you don't like to see kind of that shit happening. But I don't know, man, there's been so many ones, there's not one I could pick, you know, they all vary wildly from crazy to insane, you know what I mean, so another day at the office really. I think, you know, we've all had our moments of having the crown. I think for continuity it's probably Jay and Paj. You know, me and Moose have our moments, but those two are the party animals. Not so much these days, it has calmed down a lot actually, but if I had to pick two, they'd still have the crown. Yeah, they're not really human. It's weird. Biggest night out, again, there's been so many over the years that there's not one I could think of or remember, to be honest, because they were so big, you know, but I think the most memorable would probably be the day we signed the record deal in London in the Sony offices in about, I think it was early 2004, and basically they took us out and they said, do what you want. So we went to a few bars and we went to like a strip club and stuff, and basically they just put a card behind the bar and just went crazy, and we ended up going back to the hotel, and you know, we were, you know, very young at the time, and we were fucking wasted, and we just had that moment of like, okay, we're in a hotel room and we're a signed band, may as well do it now. So we just kind of wrecked it. We put like a sofa through the wall into the next room. We tried to throw the TVs out, but they wouldn't fit because they were like safety ones. So we just threw it on the floor and pissed on it instead. So, but that, yeah, so you know, that was pretty crazy. I just remember everyone was just covered in bruises, there was blood everywhere, and so it was all good humour. Security came up and told us to calm it down. And I think basically he got like a chair in his face and all that stupid shit. But you know, looking back, it was fun. But you know, every band has that moment, I think, you know, especially in the early days. My worst tour injury would be, it was in 2005. It was our first proper tour of America. We were supporting. It wasn't a headline tour. But I remember just getting completely wasted this one night. I think it was in Phoenix. And it was the most drunk I've ever been in my life. I have no recollection of the night at all, which is fucking scary. But somehow I think me and Jay got into like a fight, just a friendly bro fight. But basically I think I ended up smacking my ribs on the side of the bunk area, and I just woke up and it was fucked. And I basically got cancelled at all. So kind of like, didn't bust the ribs, but they were, you know, about 3 or 4 of them were just fucked. All internal bruising, all this shit. And about a month later then this huge lump came out. I remember my girl came out to one of the shows in Germany because we cancelled that show, we had time off, and it was okay, it was still painful, and then we were just kind of chilling in bed, and she put her hand on me to lean up, and this lump just went and moved all the way down to my back, and it was just like, what the fuck was that? It was horrible. But yeah, so that was the worst one, you know, we obviously had to cancel the tour because of that, which was not nice, but it happens. Again, it was kind of more, we kind of have fans that are crazy, but they're crazy in a nice way. There's no kind of weirdness. In the early days, there was this one guy, I can't remember where he was from. I think he was like Scotland or Newcastle. He was somewhere up north of the country, and he was a clone. And anything I did, anything I said, anything I wore, anything I did, you know, he would be there, and he'd be there every single show, and he'd show up and wait for me, and he just kind of he's the typical kind of like clone stalker guy. Nothing ever weird ever happened, but it was, you know, it was good company, you know what I mean? It was just a bit strange. Nothing super weird. I mean, we've had, when we like do the circle pits and all that kind of stuff, there was one, I can't remember what it was, I think it was in the States. Basically a big circle pit open, and then everyone's like running around and getting crazy and stuff, and kind of got to the section where like the wall of death thing and they all do their thing. And just as they did it, someone pushed a guy in a wheelchair into the middle of the circle, and they basically just went bam, and just fucking nailed him. But I think he obviously must have wanted it. So that was like funny and disturbing at the same time. I seen it in a magazine last week. I think it was from somewhere of another show, but it's actually happened to us as well. Like a dude in a wheelchair crowd surfing. That's fun. And I think one guy as well basically took off his prosthetic leg and was just waving it around with a bullet logo on it and stuff. That was cool. Me, I'm usually a good boy. I usually can find my bunk. Weird place I've woken up, probably nowhere weirder than just kind of the floor on the bus or something, you know what I mean? So thankfully, you know, your bunk area is your safe place. If there's a hand sticking out, it's fair game. But you know, so it's always you, and you will get fucked over. So I always kind of make sure I'm in bed with the curtain closed. Yes, well, not shut down, but we were not invited back to one show. We've had shows stopped because, like I said earlier, like barriers have collapsed and stuff like that. So we've had to stop. I stopped one show in America one time because this just huge fight was like breaking out. So we stopped it then, but that was me. And then we got banned from Roskilde Festival for it was crowd surfing, and because of a couple of incidents that happened there like a few years ago, they were quite strict on kind of craziness in the crowd. But it's like, you know what, you know, just, you know, I didn't incite anything. I was just like, do what you want, man. You know, you paid the tickets and stuff. And then afterwards, then we got told that that's it. We're never allowed back, and it was like, oh, okay, that sucks. And then a couple of security guards came over with us with like handfuls of wristbands. And they said, this is what happens when you don't listen to us. And everyone that crowd surfed and stuff, they cut their passes off and threw them out the festival, which was fucking lame. So if we'd have known that, obviously we would have said, look, chill out. But you know, a lot of Bullet fans that day got thrown out, you know, which sucks. But I understand there's rules and safety and stuff, but you know, they weren't getting out of control. But there you go. It sucks. Sorry, guys. I've never had a run-in with the cops. No, my bandmates have on a few occasions. Not on tour, just back home, drunken tomfoolery, drunk tank shit. But no, personally myself, I haven't been in trouble with the cops. I got stopped a few times in my car and stuff, but I'm a good boy. Good boy. And I'm a dad now as well, so I'm an extra good boy.